máquina deportiva y con swing. La factoría del deporte desde New York para ti es una máquina pensada para ti. Número uno en las redes, dale like y compartir. Con informaciones importantes siempre frescas y con entrevistas que te ponen de cabeza. Lo mejor del deporte lo encontrarás aquí. Búscale en las redes, dale like y compartir. Suscríbete, ahí sí, infórmate, ok. Dale a la campana para que te llegue.
As all of you know, on this Zoom call yesterday, we officially announced Luis Rojas joining the fold as our third base coach. Luis is kind enough to give us a little bit of time this afternoon from the DR. Luis, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Jason. Good to see some familiar faces. It's been a little bit over a month, I think, since I've seen familiar faces. But first of all, I want to share that I'm really excited to be joining the Yankees organization and Aaron Boone's staff. So really looking forward to a successful 2022. And looking forward to meet a lot of people in the organization. So, very excited on this end.
Luis, thanks for making this Zoom happen, man. We appreciate it. We'll also have Aaron Boone at the conclusion of the Q&A with Luis. I think everyone here is familiar how to ask a question on Zoom. Raise hand function at the bottom of your screen will allow you in, and we'll get to obviously as many questions as we can. With that, we can take the first question from Tina Servasio, Box 5. Tina, go ahead.
All right. Hey there, Luis. Congratulations. I guess my first question for you is kind of, let's go back a little bit. What were your emotions coming off the Mets not picking up your option, and then just how quickly the Yankees contacted you?
Yeah. Hi, Tina. Thanks. Well, at the end of the season, that's when I got the news. I mean, I can share with everyone here that that's not something you think on a day-to-day basis, that, what's going to happen in your contractual situation. So I think after the game that we play in Atlanta, going on to the next day, that's what I was looking forward to, a conversation. And I think I had the question a few times from the media about it. And my honest answer was always that no one, ever talked to me about it. And we were really focused on the day-to-day stuff. But after that, it's always tough when you hear that, you're going to keep doing something that you've been doing for a couple of years. Changes sometimes surprise you, but, changes are good things a lot of times, right? So I think that after that, I had the freedom to talk to other teams, even though an offer to remain in the organization was talked about in that last talk that I had with the Mets. I didn't give an answer, but I did have the permission to talk to other teams, and I talked to a few teams. And I think running into Aaron over the phone, actually, I was here in the DR when he reached out, because I spent probably 2 or 3 weeks in New York after getting the news from the Mets, because I had to unplug a lot of things that, as 15, 16 years in an organization, you guys start picking up stuff. So I was trying to make sure that I'll do that. And I was trying to get my family together so I could come back to the DR. But then I ran into Aaron, and there's just a lot of things that from a personal level that, were really interesting to me. And also the organization itself, like the tradition, the New York Yankees, and also Aaron Boone as the manager. I think he's a great baseball man. He's a great leader. The team is very talented. I mean, there's so many things that I think that were very attractive to me, and that's when the talk started. But it was probably after, I want to say, close to a month after our last game of the season, last New York Mets game of the season.
Thanks, Luis.
We go next to Sweeney Murdy at WFAN.
Hey, Luis, welcome. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the conversations you had with Aaron, maybe the last couple of years and the head-to-head meetings. Did any of those spark any interest in you? Just kind of, I don't know about mutual interest necessarily, but just kind of a mutual philosophy, and maybe that kind of led to you guys talking now that you were available?
Well, I mean, we've had several conversations over the phone, in person. I don't think we've shared philosophy per se. Like we've talked different topics. I mean, as you guys know, all the things that have happened in the last 2 years over the world, not only in the baseball world, but Aaron was the first manager that called me when I got the manager position with the New York Mets. So he was the first one that called me over the phone, and he actually left the message. I couldn't answer it on time, and I called back, and then we connected. But he was welcoming me to the city as you know, the manager of one of the two teams, as he was the manager of the other team, and I thought that was pretty neat. So immediately I think we established a really good connection. Every now and then we'll call, or each other will text just to check in. But then in the Subway Series, we met, and we always gave each other information, just heads up for whether I was a visiting team going into into Yankee Stadium, or he was a visiting team coming into Citi Field. So, but not as much as the philosophy. That's something that I'm really looking forward to share from my experience, and also, you know, hear his. But you see the leader, you see the people following, and you know, those are some of the things that I explained earlier in the question that I just answered. That, you know, characteristics that you can see from Aaron, you know, leading his group.
And can I ask you one more? What did you learn in 2 years of managing about the pressure of New York? And you're in a different seat with different pressure now, but you know, what kind of lessons did you learn the last 2 years?
No, they're all great lessons. Every day there's a lesson there. You know, just a big stage. The passionate fan base. I mean, we can start with that passionate fan base. You know, the demands, like all these things, man. And I think you only learn. There's no way around it. You learn. I think I've grown a lot, not only as a baseball person, but, you know, as a man as well. You know, with all the other events that are happening in the world, we were talking about that, and running into a stage like this. I mean, all knowledge, a lot of it. And I'm looking for more now. And I'm looking to bring what I've learned as well to this organization.
Thank you, Luis. Good luck. See you soon.
Thank you.
Brian Hoke from Yankees.com. Please unmute.
Hey, Luis, congratulations. Could you tell us a little bit about the interview process? You know, how long they talked to you for, what kind of things they asked you, anything that might have surprised you?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go like thoroughly through it, but I can tell you, like, it was a pretty healthy process, let's just say. Big group, you know, a lot of questions from different angles, different areas of the game that are real, that are used on a daily basis from any coaching probably angle. You know, as a third base coach, I got a bunch of questions, and also as an outfield coach, which is one of my duties as well, coming into the coaching staff. So a lot of good questions, analytical questions, personal questions, baseball questions, like you name them. I think it was over a weekend. It happened in the matter of 3 days, where we went from one conversation to another into the interview, and I was part of that interview process they had. I know they had other guys too going through the process, but you know, I believe it was probably 2 days later where Aaron contacted me and said that they were going to go with me, and ever since we've been dealing with a lot of things to make this official, and but I've been very excited for the last week or so.
Okay, thank you.
Pete Caldera from the Bergen Record. You have the next question.
Hi, Luis. Other than your friendship with Aaron Boone, do you have any other personal connections with anyone on the Yankees, either players or staff?
I know a few of the players, and I know a few of the staff. Carlos Mendoza was a manager in the minor league system with the Yankees when I was a manager in the minor league system for the Mets. And we've met specifically in the South Atlantic League a few years back, 2012, 2013. And Aaron Josh, I think Aaron played in the South Atlantic League All-Star game in 2014, and I was managing that squad. And that's where I met Aaron. And I met a lot of them just because they happen to be in the same affiliate as a lot of our players. When I say that, I mean the Mets. So we were in St. Lucie Mets. That's the high A affiliate. It used to be the high A affiliate for the Mets. The Tampa Yankees were there. So you can see them going from level to level, from Brooklyn, Staten Island, Charleston, Savannah, which was, and then so everywhere we saw him, even up to Trenton, and now they're in Scranton and Syracuse. So a lot of the players I saw him come out, like Tyler Wade, I saw him come up. I already mentioned Aaron. I saw Gary Sanchez come up. I go down the line. There's a lot of players that I've seen in the past, and I'm sure that I'm not going to be a stranger coming into the clubhouse day one, and I am really looking forward to that.
Thank you.
We go next to Lindsay Adler at The Athletic.
Luis, hi. I'm curious if you could just sort of walk us through sort of what your day-to-day responsibilities will be like. I think there's not a lot of clarity on sort of what a third base coach does. So if you could sort of illuminate that for us.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. Good question, Lindsay. It's preparation. There's just so much information out there that a third base coach can take advantage just to get ready for a game. And now in the offseason, I'm actually doing a lot of work. I'm waiting on get my hands on a lot of video and a lot of different data out there that it's probably going to put me in a spot that to coach the guys, and also going to put me in a spot to think of some decisions way ahead. Now, when you get into the daily grind, you see where the guys are at, and you can study different things from opposing defense, right? Shifts, outfield arms. The range of the outfielders, just a lot of different things. You can go out there and you can just prepare yourself as a third base coach so you can make your in-game decisions and not be reactive, but be a person that anticipates what's going to happen, and then you calculate very well a lot of the things that are in the equation that come into your decision whether you're going to send or stop a runner. I think daily connection with the players, reminder of signs, reminder of body language and different things that are going to mean something. Because the earlier they know you, I think the better you are relaying signs and more clarity there is. So those are things that come into play every day. And then the outfield part, will me just going and making sure that the outfielders are ready to go and play at their best. Whether it's a decision where they need a light workout or whether it's a decision where they need extra work. So all those things you got to balance, but those are usually the daily duties that I would have. And then outside of that, I'll be ready to help anyone, if they need me in the organization.
We can move next to Dan Martin at the New York Post.
Hey, Luis, you talked a little bit about moving on from the Mets. How do you reflect on your time there? I mean, you dealt with some pretty unprecedented issues in terms of COVID, new ownership, lack of clarity, upper management. Did you feel like you got a fair shake there, and how difficult was that to be a first-time manager with all those circumstances going on?
Well, yeah, I still put it as this way, Dan. It was for me, it was a learning experience, and I wouldn't change it for anything at this point. And I've learned a lot, and I do reflect, and every time I reflect, it's sometimes even new ideas brew because of it. So it's, you can't change that. And, I'm very grateful that I got the opportunity to manage the team for the 2 years. And, what things I'm going to miss is a lot of friendship, that I established from a lot of years past. And not everyone that I started meeting there when I got to the organization is still there, but they're around in baseball. But there are a lot of people there that I do care about very much, because I know them for years, and I'm going to miss them for sure. So reflecting on not only the events that have happened in the last couple of years, because I think everyone's lived it. Not only the New York Mets lived it, and I think they had a couple of more events, right, than probably any of the other teams in the big leagues. But there were tough times, and I think at the end of the day, or at the end of life, you reflect on friendships, and that's the one thing that I reflect the most, probably the friends that I'm going to leave there. And I know we'll be in touch, but you're going to miss seeing some faces on a daily basis.
Just to follow up, it's kind of unusual for someone to go right from the Mets to the Yankees. Was that did you have to make a decision with that? Did that weigh into your decision at all? Maybe staying in the same market, just, it's pretty much, I don't know if it's ever been done before, going right from one team to the other as a coach, from a manager to a coach.
Well, I think I describe my thought process when I started the process with Aaron, and Aaron called me the first time about it, and there wasn't any much second thought. And I know the city. My wife loves the city. My son loves the city, and there's personal stuff that we have in the city too that are from a personal standpoint that matters to us. And then, like I said, the Yankees organization and the tradition. My father played 3 years there. My uncle, may he rest in peace, he played 1 year there. Like, there is some family history as well. Like, there's a lot of things. And Aaron Boone, and meeting Brian Cashman and other front office personalities there, like, it's been great. And I can't wait to keep getting to know them a little more and getting to know everyone in the organization as well. So there wasn't a lot of second thought, really. I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to get to work.
Matthew Robertson from the Daily News, please unmute.
Hey, Louis, good to see you again. Have you ever been a third base coach at any level of your minor league coaching career? And if not, how are you going to prepare for the in-game responsibilities? Is there any way to do that, or is it something you kind of have to learn by doing?
Sure. Yeah. What's up, Matthew? Good seeing you, by the way. Well, throughout the minor leagues, like, every manager, and sometimes not every, but you coach third base. So I coached third base for a lot of years throughout the minor leagues in my managerial career. And I also had the chance to do it in winter ball before I became a bench coach and then a manager. So I have a few years of experience coaching third base. I enjoy it very much. I like the anticipation part. I like the preparation part. I like the communication part. Like, and at this level, the connection with the dugout too, and getting to know your manager style and what the thought processes are, and all that, I think is important. So I'm still looking to learn some more things. This game's still growing. So I think I was talking about the data. I think the data can make a third base coach even better. So where I have coached in the past at third base, I haven't received directly as a third base coach as many data as I'm probably going to receive to prepare myself for next year and then in season as well. So, I'm looking forward to that, but I have experience coaching third.
Got it. Thank you.
We'll take a final question from Max Goodman, and then we'll let Louis go and grab Aaron Boone for everybody. Max, go ahead.
Hey, Louis, great to meet you. As you familiarize yourself more with this Yankees roster, are there any players that you're most excited to work with? And is there anything already that you think that you can do to bring the best out of them this season and beyond?
Yeah, well, what's up, Max? Nice meeting you, by the way. Yeah, I'm excited for everyone. It's a talented roster. And I mean, we saw them in 2 series that we had last year when I was managing the Mets. Right now I'm the most excited to work with the outfielders just because that's my area. But that doesn't take the excitement away of meeting everyone. Like, I want to meet everyone and get to know them really well, and have, those interactions that you have on a daily basis when you're on a baseball team. You become a family, and that's true. So I'm really looking forward just to get to know everybody. But the outfielders, that's probably the group that I'm going to connect with first. So, the 6, 7, I'm going to say 8 outfielders probably that are on roster right now. I might connect with them just thinking of Tyler Wade as an utility or something at this point. Like, he's been out there. So, but that's probably going to be the first group that I'm going to try to connect with just so we start getting familiar with our language and getting to know each other a little bit before the rest of the group. But really looking forward to meet everyone.
Luis, we appreciate the time. Thank you. Thanks for making it happen, and welcome to the organization. Look forward to meeting you face to face real soon.
Me too. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, guys. See you around. See ya.
Thanks, Luis. Everybody hang tight. Give us a minute or two and we'll...
No se muevan, que continuamos con La Máquina Deportiva.